Salutations to all YouTube. Welcome back to another video talking about controversy online. Today we're talking about a YouTuber that I've been subscribed to for 3 years that I just decided to unsubscribe to due to recent controversy, which I'm going to mention currently. So, as you can tell, right here, he is apologizing to the furry community. Well, he's not. He's being satirical. So the hateful comments that he's saying he made, let me go ahead and go over those. So, recently on Twitter, he had a bit of a attack against us. I don't even know what the fuck to call it. Did he have a panic attack and just like freak out on us on the keyboard? I don't fucking know. But I'm not going to say that he's entirely hating on us. I'm not going to say he's trying to harass us. But I am going to say that he is doing so without intentionally realizing it, because I don't think he exactly realizes it. Whether or not he's trolling or not doesn't really matter. You're attacking a marginalized people marginalized people in general without necessarily realizing it. And I want to describe to you, Ruben Sim, who most likely will see this video because I already posted on your channel that I will be making a video about this based on the video, which most likely, if I see deleted, is not going to be there. No, 37 minutes ago, not deleted. Alright, so what do I want to say? What do I want to talk about on this guy? So, online in general, Ruben Sim is a YouTuber who goes out of his way, on Roblox specifically, he's a Roblox YouTuber, I should say that specifically. He goes out of his way to expose terrible people within the Roblox community. The unfortunate truth about a lot of the people that he has exposed on Roblox have been a part of us marginalized people. Now that is like furries and stuff like that, bronies, and even weeaboos, and even lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and trans. Now I've got something to say. Ruben, I can tell when you're being satirical to a decent extent. But this is right now is really fucking hard to tell. And it's pissing me off for one reason. Because that means there's a little bit of truth in here. You're saying shit from the horse's mouth with a bit of a Freudian slip to it. I can tell. You genuinely dislike us from your own personal interactions. But if I can pull your card, then I can say some racist shit. Because when I was a kid, the only people that bullied me were Hispanic and were Mexican. And as a kid, I was kind of racist towards those people because I thought that, oh, Mexicans are racist to white people and they're going to take my jobs. Plus, I was in a Christian household that was incredibly toxic already because of my grandmother being a really deep fucking Christian. Like, super hardcore, at this point, is right now a Trump supporter Christian. Like even donated when Trump stole millions of dollars from the people. Like, that's how, like, hard that was for me as a child. Like, I was deep into that shit. And then I became 15 and realized, oh shit, yeah, literally everything I knew as a child is wrong. I should go ahead and start disproving every bit of new information I receive, even if it sounds agreeable. And that is what I did here. So, that is why I'm making a video on this subject. Now, Ruben Sim, let me actually start the criticism, alright? When you go around and start, basically, even if you're being satirical, even if you're being trolly, it doesn't really matter. When you go around and say a group of people doesn't deserve something such as healthcare because they're all fucking pedophiles, you do realize that there is a lot of people who are going to mistake that as actual news, right? There is a lot of people who are going to mistake that as actual news, and I do not think you genuinely care, which is why I've unsubbed to you, and that's whatever. You don't care. I know you fucking don't. In fact, me making a video about you is going to get you maybe a few more views. But here's the thing. They're doing it to make sure I'm correct about what I'm saying. So, let me be correct about what I'm saying. Now, when it comes down to these things that you're doing, like, it doesn't matter if you're doing it for the views. Let me get into the real nitty-gritties of this, the meat and the potatoes of the situation. Now, the reason why this is so important to not do is because attacking a already marginalized group of people, such as the LGBTQ plus community, which is not exactly what your focus on, your focus was on the furry fandom. Well, little do you know that almost 70% of us are lesbian, gays, bisexuals, and trans. And guess what? Out of 100% of gays, lesbians, bisexuals, and trans people in that LGBT spectrum, 67 to about 77% of us think about suicide on a day-to-day basis, and about 37% of us try to commit suicide averagely, and I'm one of those 37%, dude. This year might be my last year on Earth, And that kind of is fucking shitty to say, and as much as this is going to be an etiquette situation, there is nothing I can fucking do about it. I do have schizotypal personality disorder. I have SPD. But there's nothing I can do about it besides be aware that not everything happens to me for some magical reason of like a god or something. Things happen randomly. And accepting that has helped me. But that is my next point. Psychology, mental health, mental help. When you were saying directly that we don't deserve any kind of health care, you do realize that people are going to even say mental health care, right? And mental health care, as hard as it fucking is to get in America already, because I have to fix myself using a goddamn book from school I stole from a few years ago, because I'm so fucking broke I can't pay myself, I literally can't even get a job because of my psychological disorder. That's how fucking bad I am with my situation right now. But, guess what? I'm still trying to find a way through it. I'm still doing my things to make sure I'm correct about the things I'm talking about. I'm still trying to make sure I'm okay. Now, that is a digression from what I was just talking about, but it still leads into to a similar point, which is still that psychology is important. Like, right now, I would not be, like, the best way I can describe it is right now, in the state of YouTube and stuff like that, in the state of state of humanity, there is a time and a place for everything. And Ruben, this was not the time to be a troll. Ruben, this was not the time to make a comment like this, even if you genuinely meant it. If you genuinely mean it, dude, then I'm sorry to say this, but I just caught you in 4K. Tip the hat, notch style? No, that's fucked up. That's not actually fucked up. That's just kind of cringe. But still, let me get into the more of the meats and potatoes. So for years, Ruben Sim actually has been a decent, good person in the YouTube community. I've watched, the only reason why I actually started watching him a long time ago is because of the fact that he randomly popped up while I was playing Roblox one day. And, well, I found other commentary YouTubers like Augie RFC as of recently, not this year, but a couple years back, I think 2017 maybe. Tom Dark, or Turkey Tom, as he's also called, if I can recall correctly. I watch a lot of commentary community parts like Quite, Scrubby. Just in general, the commentary community is a great fucking community. Ruben, you are a part of this community partially, but you are on the side of being able to expose people. But what you just said about again, LGBTQ plus community, most of them are already depressed and suicidal, and the ones you're attacking are specifically furries, who most of furries are part of that community, which means increasing in depression rates, which you probably do not give a fucking shit about. Don't take that seriously to anybody watching this video that is taking this as news, because I don't know if he does or does not give a shit about it. This is real news I'm talking about, and I will not spread fakeness. Fuck the fake. So, I will tell you, like I just did, that I'm not fucking sure. But it's worthy of talking about, because we could expose it, if it's negative. But if it's positive, and he's just doing this, or it's not even positive, but if he's just doing this to fuck around and have fun, dude, this is a fucked up way to have fun. I understand trolling. I myself am a fucking troll. I love to troll people. I love to troll trolls because I can get into their part of their psychology. And, like, freak out for a second, pretend to freak out as hard as I can, doing the most amount of satire as possible, and then go back to writing calm on the keyboard like, oh yeah, by the way, I tricked you, I'm not actually panicking. I'm just gonna laugh in your face now because you think that I'm, like, actually in the middle of panicking and shit. Like, I just waste their time, and it just pisses them off. Like, it's fun. But there's a time and a place for everything, Ruben. And if you were being satirical, this is not the fucking time. 3 days into the new year, and you went to Twitter and started saying that we need to be erased from having basic rights. Bro, maybe you need to go get a mental health care check, because after that incident with the 13-year-old girl being kidnapped that you saw in the Amber Alert that I also fucking got, Bro, I'm a fucking furry. When I figured out that he was, I immediately excluded him from the fandom. As much as he wants to say he is, he never was in the first place. He just used us to hurt innocent people. You see what I'm saying here, dude? Malicious people who are evil and have malicious intent are going to do everything in their power to do their terrible things. that they fantasize about. It doesn't matter what fandom they're in. They are pedophiles. They are zoophiles. They are harassers. They're random ass hackers and shit like that. Scammers. Like, we call people out for what they are. And pedophiles are pedophiles no matter what fandom they're in. So call them what they are. Stop calling them all just furries or bronies or Minecraft players or Roblox players and all this and all that. We need to stop giving an extra label to what people actually genuinely are, which is child predator slash pedophile in this specific case. Don't jump the gun with labels when words can hurt more than a gun can, for a few reasons. One, because at least if a gun hit you in the face, you could die from it. Two, because of the fact that, well, the amount of psychological trauma that can happen from online is really ridiculous. The amount of psychological studies that have gone down into the specific point that I'm making is kind of ridiculous, and they do prove my point right now that online, ever since the internet has been a thing, and like communities like this have been a thing, mental health of individuals have been declining. But that's because we're all raised to see the sunshines and rainbows of the world instead of looking at the problems of the world and stopping them from even existing. One of my last things that I want to say to you, dude, is I actually genuinely still respect you right now. I'm not sure if you genuinely hate us or not. I would love to actually get in a Discord call and just fucking talk. Just talk. See if you genuinely have a reason to hate us or not. I'll record my side, you'll record your side. I don't have any editing skills that are very spectacular, so the most I can do is cut pieces, in which case, that's not gonna fucking happen, because I'm not that kind of person. I want to start editing when I get a PC, an actual good fucking computer, and that's gonna happen after a while. So, for now, just no editing's gonna happen besides me hitting the pause button. So, you'll know that none of the stuff I'm saying on my video is cut and edited. But that's my thing. If you need to talk to an actual furry, and keep in mind this, I'm 19, dude. I've only been in the furry fandom since I was 11 years old, and guess what? I've never been groomed by a furry. But that's my personal experience. So if I go around and saying that all furries aren't groomers, that's not true either. Because those sometimes who claim themselves to be part of this fandom do exactly those things. Like Nico, or not Nico, fucking... There was Hypnotist Sappho, there was Nero, there was Kiro, there was Kiro and Nero. Yep, both of them, which is kind of not right. There was Carpet Sample, there was a lot of fucked up people in our fandom for a while, and recently we've been kicking them out. One of the newest things that we are criticizing hard in our fandom is those diaper-wearing motherfuckers that, I'm not gonna lie to any of you furries watching, they make me so uncomfortable, dude. Reverse fucking pedophilia. You can't tell me that's not. An adult wearing a diaper that's an adult diaper just to shit and piss in it just to have their diaper wiped. Like, bro, that has gotta be reverse pedophilia, especially when you're looking at it as a kink. As a kink! Bro, no, that's not okay. Ruben, if you said that was a problem with our fandom, I would have nodded my head. But you said all of us are a specific way. Now, one thing I can agree with you, Ruben, on is we are over-sexualized. A lot of us furries have been saying this is a problem for a while. But look at my content. I'm a furry. Do you see me being hypersexualized? No. I just make sex jokes rarely every now and then move on to making more political videos. Like that's mostly what I've been doing. And in fact, I even want to get into politics, because guess what? I'm the only motherfucker who can see the gray in the between the black and white. The amount of information I have received about the way the human psychology works in general. Granted, I don't have a fucking license to practice. Granted, I have not even studied in college. But I know for a fact that when I start to study and I put my mind to psychology and I have the money to get myself to do college classes, I will not fucking stop to take my advantage to get a fucking master's. Psychology in the field of IT. I'm not going to worry about politics until I get to my 30s. Because you can't even fucking be a politician until you're 35. Now, why do I want to be a politician so bad? It's to make misinformation literally illegal. You can fucking troll and shit, but if you're gonna go around and like cause misinformation intentionally to hurt people, there will be a year-long worth of a trial to be able to determine that, to make sure we're not wrongfully convicting you or anybody else. And there we go. We can make sure that misinformation is actually illegal and hard to like make fake information of. And guess what? Stuff like Fox News, gone immediately, because oh my god, the amount of misinformation coming from that place is ridiculous. And not like the Fox, everything relative to Fox, but specifically the Fox News thing, the Fox News channel. So, yeah. And well, there's the other thing, like CNN would even have some bans and stuff like that on it from being able to talk about specific subjects. Like, if you're going to want to make people have the ability of becoming intelligent, you're going to have to take the security risks. You're going to have to take the ideologies of wanting to limitate yourself. Limitate? Really? That's not even a fucking word. I cannot believe that just came out of my mouth. Haha, come. See, that was a sex joke, but it wasn't very funny. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. But for real though, I hope you understand what I'm saying, but I have a feeling you don't, because I don't feel like I'm describing it correctly. But I'm doing the best I can, alright? You could take things out of context, I don't care, just as long as there's a funny-ass meme made out of it. I could definitely make a video and just be like, okay, yeah, to explain this meme, this is what happened during this video, here's the video, and like, show that. Now again, I don't have editing skills, not like I can cut shit and edit shit, so hard for me to lie. Like, if I even wanted to, I could even put on a face cam with this specific recording software that I'm using, which I might do next time I make a video. Actually, I'm definitely going to do that next time I make a video. I think I'm going to keep up with this drama. There will be a good handful of videos coming out about this. Obviously, there'll be people like Augie RFC and Turkey Tom and shit like that talking about this at some point, but for now, right now, as far as I've seen, it's a few other YouTubers, Natty and myself, and I'm not like part of their community. I'm just starting to try to like push myself into different communities to be like, hey, I may be wacky, I may be different, but I'm kind of actually like you. Just kind of making a point out of our, fandom. Just, we're not really different than normal fucking human beings. And in fact, to any of you people who have actual misinformation about furries, let me just describe to you what we do and what we are. So first off, what are we? We're a group of people who enjoy the looks of anthropomorphic characters like these two foxes that are AI generated that you see right here. And they basically just kind of function as an avatar for ourselves. I guess, a persona of ourselves, what we want to be without necessarily wanting to be. And I mean, who the fuck would not want to be their dog? Imagine being a dog with a loving family and stuff like that, and all you are is just careless, being happy all the fucking time because you get pet and loved. That sounds fucking great. I wouldn't have to worry about paying my mortgage. I wouldn't have to worry about paying my bills. I would never have to worry about talking to another fucking human being again. I just get to stay home, eat my food out of my bowl, and fucking drink water, take a piss and shit outside, and go back inside. Like, that's basically my day. Granted, I'd be kind of disgusting because I'm a fucking dog, but I'd rather lick my balls and my poo off of my butthole than have to deal with humanity to this, like, extent at this point. But at the same time, like I just said, I'm trying to become a politician, so I gotta fix my problems with humanity and my anxieties and stuff like that, so that's not a problem. The point of the furry fandom here is to be able to help psychologically disabled individuals such as myself with schizotypal personality disorder and also highly functional on the autism scale, like people in like individuals like myself, to be able to actually get the help we need due to the lack of attention to psychological health care, because this will allow us to see other people just like us, have conversations with people just like us, and learn how the world definitely starts to work. Now, a lot of people who look at fandoms like this will just assume genuinely that we're all locked up inside of our head, we're all in this weird fantasy land. No, we're all really depressed, we all want to fucking die, we don't just joke about it, we try to kill ourselves a lot, and like, it's not just one of us, it's a good portion of us. Granted, there's a lot of us that are depressed that don't do that. But I'm definitely one of the suicidal ones that are in that fucking 33% that want to fucking actually off myself. Don't turn this into an etiquette situation, YouTube. Seriously, I don't want to fucking die right now. At least right now. Like, I don't know. It depends on how my future is going to be. Let's see how this year is going to go until December, and if December's shit, then maybe I might be gone. That's my plan. But until then, I'm going to be using my voice as much as I can to speak the truth about the scenarios that I know. Anyway, let me get back to my main point. So, the main reason why I am the way I am about psychology is because it is one of the most important fields of the human race to be able to teach to individuals because of the fact that it would be able to allow us to stop misinformation as easy. The reason why, like even easier actually, and the reason why is because of the fact that, and I just realized I said as easy as if it's going to make it harder for us to, no, it's going to make it easier for us to do it. It's just, I phrased that wrong. My apologies. But like actually being able to expose terrible people, it'll become easier with the knowledge of psychology because you can individually spot out those actions within the subtle movements of people that, you know, if you study a way a person individually interacts, like if you watch police interactions, one of the people that I would suggest watching for this exact thing that I'm talking about is Explore With Us, EWU, Explore With Us, EWU, on YouTube. They are a channel that is dedicated towards police interactions with people who are most likely serial killers and homicide, people just in general who have done mass murdering. So they go into the psychology and the individuals of those, and they are actually studied and like actually researched with real psychologists and shit like that. So I I genuinely am using some of the read technique and stuff like that to be able to help myself, you know, find out those individuals who are malevolent, malicious, and are just trying to use me or hurt me in some specific way. There is millions of possibilities in this world. And you gotta be aware of all of them for your survival. But at the same time, that doesn't mean panic all the time. If you panic all the time, you make yourself weaker. Because you're more worried about worrying than you are trying to focus on what's making you worried. Now, with the talk about psychology a little bit out of the way here, I'm going to say etc. and I digress. Let me talk about this specific video right here. It's a troll. Also used to gain views on an old video. This video you can see is posted 6 years ago. But he just changed the thumbnail of it. And named the video. He doesn't give a damn about us, I don't think. To which I can respond, shuss. It was nice being on the boat with you while it sank. Because I'm about to start watching it go underneath the water. Don't let yourself kill your channel, Ruben. You are doing something good. But if I have to take your place, I will. And I will do it more effectively. That's not a threat, that is the truth. Because I am more willing to admit when I'm wrong than you are. Including the previous multiple instances that I have been wrong within my entire conversation. With mostly myself. Don't take what I'm saying as, oh, a furry complaining. Take it as a human being who's genuinely concerned about the fact that other human beings cannot handle information from other fucking human beings without misinterpreting said information. Take it as, I'm more worried about what other people see your comment as. Because in reality, you're just another person on this planet. And yes, you have somewhat of power with your voice, but that doesn't mean the things that you are asking to happen are going to happen immediately. In fact, it might not even happen at all. Most likely, nothing will happen for us getting our shit removed with healthcare. That's most likely not going to happen. But what I'm trying to say is if people like this keep on saying shit like Ruben Sim is saying, and they keep on pushing that agenda, whether or not they're being completely satirical and sarcastic, or if they genuinely mean it, it will cause psychological and physical problems for everybody that is in the fandom, in those marginalized groups that they're attacking or pointing their arrows to or whatever. And it could cause also infrastructure problems. A lot of us furries are part of the IT community. A lot of us keep your servers active. It would be a real shame if one of us just decided to pull the plugs on the entire internet cable system and the entire fucking block server and like everything for whatever website service that you're buying your shit from. Like, that would suck ass, having to rely on just a hotspot for a minute, and you know how reliable satellites are, which is why we don't use them that commonly. Well, I mean, we do. We send the signal up and it bounces back down. It goes up and it backs down, but still. See, like that, I corrected myself. My main thing with you, dude, is that what you're saying could be more harmful than you even individually realize due to the psychology of human beings. That is my entire point of making this video. The mental state of human beings is not fine enough for you to make this comment, even if it's satirical, at this time. Now, since I mostly genuinely believe that you're being completely serious about this, except for the we don't deserve health care part, I think that you definitely don't like us. I think you think we're all weirdos who want to fuck dogs or something like that. Considering that your poll on Twitter was literally just, say yes to stopping furries from getting healthcare, or say no because you like zoophiles. Bro, really? That's some fucked up shit right there, because most of us aren't zoophiles. Like, 90% of us aren't. That 10% of us furry fandom, like, the furry fandom really is just not worth, like, saying is every single fucking furry. Which is why I know you're being satirical about that part. But that's what I'm saying. There's so much back and forth here. So much actual criticism, but a lot of fake fucking bullshit at the same time, that it's really hard to determine whether or not you are actually hateful right now. Whether or not you're actually deceitful right now. So with that being said, anybody who watches this video, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, let me know in the comment section below. I am fair to criticism, just don't immediately start harassing or insulting, because that insults and harassment's not worth it. Let's do some actual criticism here. I love you all, even if you hate me. Good luck, may you all have a good day, and may you all find peace in your domain. Shuss.